The sleek opulence of the Soho Grand's VIP bar radiated an irresistible allure to the most elite and glamorous of Los Angeles's luminaries. Every polished marbled accent and soft twinkle of chandeliered light beckoned to the A-list glitterati clamoring to bask in its exclusive milieu. Which was precisely why the prospect of a casual night out on the town held so tantalizing an appeal for pop superstar turned Hollywood hyphenate Justin Timberlake. Where better for a low-key whiskey night with his longtime bromantic brothers in sin than one of downtown LA's most paparazzi-proof, ultra-discreet sanctums of wealth and renown? JT strolled through the gorgeously appointed hotel lobby doing his best attempt at maintaining an incognito profile, though his instantly recognizable everyman swagger and confident ease rendered it a near impossible feat as he wound through the plush alcoves and seating nooks crowded with the ubiquitous loungewear-clad industry power players. Hushed whispers of awe and furtive glances followed in his wake. A small cluster of tuxedo-vested staffers loitering by the private bar's gilded entrance broke into obsequiously eager greetings as he approached. "Welcome back, sir. We have your requested private lounge suite fully prepared per your security protocol specifications," crooned the majordomo with a low, reverent bow. "Though I must discreetly advise you that a rather insistent other party has inexplicably been granted admission and is awaiting you inside." Arching a skeptical eyebrow, Justin let out a soft chuckle before patting the man reassuringly on his lapel. "No worries, my man, whoever it is can't be too heavy a bad vibe if your people vouched for them," he replied in that laconic southernism's drawl. "Probably just another thirsty pretty young thing trying to slip into the velvet rope life for a hot minute. Y'all let me handle this." With an insouciant wink, the internationally renowned pop icon pushed through the lounge's ivory double doors and strode into the dimly lit, opulent inner sanctum. What awaited him, however, instantly obliterated any pretenses toward relaxation or reverie he'd envisioned for this elite evening's itinerary. For settled amidst the Moroccan splendor like a scorpion lurking in its den was none other than Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex herself, looking positively feral and unhinged. Well, if it isn't the tone-deaf, culturally appropriating king of pop cringe himself comes slinking into my domicile, she spat with lethal, acidic derision. "I'd ask just what the bloody hell you thought you were playing at with your tired PC pandering, but I've long since concluded you're simply too self-satisfied a narcissist to be re-educated." Justin felt his stomach instinctively lurch at the virulent hostility flooding the Duchess's every syllable. Here he'd anticipated, at most, some random hot mess of an ultra-fame chaser trying to finagle her 15 minutes in the spotlight on the coattails of stardom. Instead he found himself squarely in the crosshairs of a deranged, institutionally enabled wokerati menace to all standards of polite, respectful public discourse. Before he could even formulate any response, however, Meghan was on the full offensive again, her warpath only intensifying as she launched into what swiftly spiraled into an all-out tirade. "Did your handlers assure you trotting out the aging bore routine would earn you all those much-desired ally and down for the culture pats on the head?" she seethed, practically levitating from the sofa in the intensity of her indignance. "News flash, timber fake, preening about how not woke enough you are neither endears you to those still forced to suffer your cultural pillaging, nor charms you any favors from the intersectional literati demanding the ritualized prostrations your cis-heteronormative privilege commands." JT couldn't quite suppress a confused, incredulous snort from escaping at just how swiftly the evening had plunged into the utterly bizarre depths of performative derangement. This was meant to have been bro time, unwinding after a grueling week of endless meetings and production grind with some old school buddies over cold malts and politically incorrect locker room antics. Instead he found himself pinned to the mat by a furious harpy of entitled, self-appointed victimhood bent on making him the latest sacrificial lamb to her perpetual crusade for infamy and misery. "Lady, I truly don't have the first inkling what personal demons you're battling or where this even stems from," he attempted to interject with his palms raised in placating self-defense. "But whatever's gotten you so riled ain't got no dash." "Pathetic," she shrieked, leaping to her feet as her face contorted into a mask of blotchy vitriol. "You'll not wriggle from my mirrored truth's brutal honesty with your typical mediocre white aw shucks charm that's enabled centuries of black erasure and oppression." Justin winced at the literal spittle detonating from Meghan's puckered lips to freckle his bemused features. Just what in the actual hell was this melting psychodrama erupting before him for not even a pretense of justification? You'll not distract or gaslight me by feigning ignorance about the long-standing, intimate nature of your shady dealings with my husband and that philandering Argentine degenerate Nacho Figueras, she howled with unrestrained fury. Not while your bromantic entourage are even now carousing at the bacchanals littering this establishment's private chambers with their degenerate orgies and debauching of marginalized bodies for their privileged debauchery. The sheer insanity of the raving seemed to gather mass and momentum like a superstorm with every passing second. Justin found himself slack-jawed and genuinely adrift at her increasingly lurid accusations and paranoias. Before he could think how better to regain control of the situation, however, voices could suddenly be heard approaching the room from the outer hallway. Without warning, the lounge's doors swung wide to admit a trio of JT's nearest and dearest, none other than SNL alumnus Andy Samberg, mega producer Pharrell Williams, and Jimmy Fallon himself. "Yo, homie. We're shoot my guy, there he is." Andy crowed drunkenly as the three icons of comedy and celebrity bonhomie made their way toward the wingback chairs and plush loungers. "I was just telling these two scrubs how you and I have the entire plot arc for the Stamos coda all scripted out and..." The light-hearted jocularity and slurred sycophancy was cut short, however, when the three noticed the deranged Duchess now wheeling around to zero in on them like a heat-seeking missile. "And just look at this disgusting phalanx of smirking, debased enablers presenting themselves," she snarled with unrestrained malice. "Not a one of you remorseless vultures has tasted but a pittance of the existential torment that comes with inheriting the poisonous chalice of royal grace until it overtakes your every waking moment. Yet you cavort about as glorified court jesters, gorging yourselves on the spoils of ancestral anguish while mocking its sanctity." What followed was truly a conflagration of unhinged ravings, baseless accusations, and explosive vitriol unleashed upon the group assembled before her. Despite their own significant renown and accomplishments, they found themselves utterly shell-shocked and paralyzed before the sheer toxic onslaught of Meghan's delusions and grievances. For several minutes, they all simply weathered the madness and verbal persecution inflicted upon them without any seeming recourse to escape or rebuttal. At various points Justin, Andy, and Pharrell all opened their mouths seemingly to protest, interject or defend themselves, only to instantly be cut off and reassailed relentlessly.